Okay, we're back with another accent feedback video, this time for a native speaker of Chinese. I think he said he was from southern China. Um, yeah, we're just going to get right into this one.
We are probably all familiar with background music in films, which has become so ubiquitous.
Okay, so something I noticed is so on the words like probably and become, I'm kind of hearing like probably.
We are probably
We are probably, um, which you might hear some Americans say, but I think it's quite a deviation from the standard that I think you're trying to go for. So I'm kind of hearing this but I kind of want probably, instead of this I'm hearing probably, but I want probably. Um, and then in this word become, I'm kind of hearing like become.
background music in films, which has become so
Become. I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but I want become.
ubiquitous as it
Also on the background, I'm kind of hearing like background.
with background music
Background. I'm over exaggerating once again.
with background music
Background. I'm not quite hearing background. There's too much of that. I guess that pause, right? I'm kind of hearing background instead of like background.
in films, which
Or maybe it's not a pause. It's just the first syllable is, I guess, too heavily emphasized.
music in films, which has become with background music
Background instead of background.
in films, which has become so ubiquitous as it to be noticeable in its absence. We are aware that it is used
Okay, and then
its absence.
absence. That's fine.
We are aware that it is
Okay, on aware, I'm kind of hearing aware. We are aware. Instead of aware. Air on that second syllable. Aware.
used to add emotion.
Right. Okay, and on add, I'm kind of hearing the same thing in background. Right. I'm kind of hearing like
Emotion and rhythm.
where to go?
That it is used to add emotion.
At used to at instead of add. I forgot what this concept's called, but if you are from southern China, then it's something you should be quite familiar with. But yeah, like I'm kind of hearing this like you're cutting off the sound at almost instead of add.
That it is used to add emotion.
Right, used to add emotion instead of used to add emotion and rhythm. I guess in this context specifically, you can think about it as try to carry the D sound over onto the emotion. Add emotion. Obviously, that's not always going to be possible based on whatever word's coming next. Like you don't want to be saying like add rhythm or anything like that. But in this case, you can just if the final consonant of add is not making it until the beginning of the next word, which in this case is emotion, then you might think that you're doing it wrong. So instead of saying add emotion, we want like add emotion. So that it is used to add emotion and rhythm, right?
And rhythm. Usually not meant to be noticeable. It often provides a tone or emotional attitude toward the story and or the characters depicted.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hearing it on this and or as well.
Characters depict toward the story and or
I'm kind of hearing like and or instead of and or
tone or emotional attitude toward
and on attitude, I feel like I'd expect to hear the final consonant a little more than I am. Kind of hearing like attitude instead of attitude. So I would say provides a tone or emotional attitude towards the story, right?
the story and or the characters depicted. In addition, background music often foreshadows a change in mood. For example, dissonant music may be used in film to indicate an approaching, but not yet visible, menace or disaster.
Okay, I mean, not much to say here.
We're probably all familiar with background music in film.
Okay, yeah, not too much to say here. I'd say overall it sounds pretty good. A lot of very minimal vowel issues, which is usually what people struggle with. Just this, I guess, pausing that one might say is characteristic of, say, like Cantonese. Can't give you any examples, but yeah. So, and I heard it again in the second background as well. So hopefully that makes sense. And if so, I think yeah, hopefully you'll be able to incorporate that. But overall, yeah, you sound very good. Definitely quite a strong speaker, pretty good accent. So, yep. Hope this was helpful and good luck.